Welcome back to yet another episode of the Crown Point Football BullDog Bark, where we talk all things Crown Point football. And today we are joined by the man, the myth, the legend himself, Coach Craig Bazia. Coach, how you doing today?
Hey, great to be a Bulldog Ski. Looking forward to talking to you about another week here.
Yeah, well, let's jump right into that. Last week, what a game! What an atmosphere! Sellout crowd. Valparaiso Vikings, defending state champions, come into your house, and first of all, just what an atmosphere to play.
Yeah, it was. I think it's what every kid deserves to play in, something like that. As I told our players before the game, when Kenny Chesney wrote that song about football, I think he was talking about nights just like that, where two communities come together, and huge crowds watching two really, really good football teams play. I mean, I think that's what it's all about, and it was great to be part of.
Well, and great to be part of it on the winning end, 19-14 victory, taking you guys now to 6-0 on the season. First half, though, we weren't real sure what was going to happen there, as the Vikings took a 7-0 lead, and you got to see what a defending state championship defense looked like.
Without a doubt, and that's it was nothing short of what we thought it would be, and not only the defending state champs, but they bring most of that team back, and so obviously you would expect them to be a little bit better than what they were last year, and they are. They did a great job on defense. I think probably the biggest part of that first half was field position, right? Our average field position was, our own 12-yard line. So when you're backed up like that, you could do one of two things. You could go ahead and take some chances, or you could just play close to the vest. Defense was playing great. The one thing I didn't want to do was make a mistake down in our territory, which gave them a short field. And so we decided just to play it safe and sort of regroup it in the second half. And, we told our guys at halftime, hey, defense, you just keep playing hard. I thought our defense was playing exceptional football, and told them that we'll get this thing figured out on offense. And lo and behold, that's what happened.
What kind of adjustments did you make at halftime that that offense came out on all cylinders?
Yeah, without going into too much detail, they just had most of the plays, our running plays. They had one more guy at the line of scrimmage that we had to block. So they always had a +1 on us. So we had to go into a different type of formation, a different type of look, which would, account for that extra guy. And that's exactly what we did. We got the running game going. And once we got the running game going, obviously we were able to hit some passes, over the top. So some of those things, again, you can fix on the sidelines, and some of those things you take you take it into halftime and you draw some things up and you adjust. You make sure you guys understand it, and I think our offensive line and backs did a great job of taking what we saw, off the film, put it on the whiteboard, and then taking it on to the field with them, and really doing a great job of executing. It doesn't always happen like that.
Well, I think that was probably a game this last Friday that a lot of people around the area, probably a lot of people around the state, had circled on their calendars that they wanted to see the outcome of this one. 19-14 victory takes you to 6-0 on the season, and now atop the DAC by yourself. So that's got to be a good position for you guys.
Well, it is. I mean, we feel really good about it. Obviously, when you put teams like Maryville and Valpo, you've already been through them. It's good to get them out of the way, but we know every game is a game which is equally important, and so the LaPorte game that's coming up this week is just as important as the Valpo one.
Well, before we get into that LaPorte game, let's go through the winners for this week's Station 21 Players of the Week. Let's start on the defensive end, Coach. This guy, he was all over the place this week. Number 41, Nico.
Yeah, Nico just got back. We held him out the week before the Portage game he had a little banged up ankle, so we decided to keep him out last week. And boy, did he come back with some vengeance this week. I mean, all over the place. I mean, I thought our defense in overall was just flying around, and had to go against a fantastic running back, good quarterback, good passing game, but especially an offensive line, I think, where we were outmanned and outweighed probably about 60 pounds a man. And, our defense stood up to the test. But Nico, really was as good as anybody that we had out there, and made some big stops. And number 41, Nico Pavlo, our defensive player of the week.
On the offensive side, we've heard his name a couple of times already this year, but once again, he was the star in the end zone. Number 3, Larry Ellison.
Yeah, hard to give it to anybody else but Larry. Obviously, our offensive line had to do a better job blocking in front, but it wasn't Larry's biggest game on the ground. But what it was when we decided to go into what a lot of people call the wildcat package. Larry was carrying the ball, and it was 2 yards, 3 yards, 5 yards, 4 yards. Just very, very tough running, tough sledding. And then, of course, he was able to get our first touchdown when we snuck him in the slot right there and snuck him down the field. And Noah hit him with a great pass. And Larry just continues to amaze us, does a great job not only carrying the ball, but pass blocking. And now he's added that. And he caught a nice screen pass as well. So he's added that part to his game as well. So much deserved, Larry Ellison, our offensive player of the week.
On the special teams this week, we're going with number 83, Cam Sorsey.
Well, unfortunately, we do have to go with Cam Sorsey, and I say that because he was our punter, and we punted more times in that game, and I think in that first half, than we have the entire year up to that. So with that being said, Cam did a great job for having not been out there at all, up to that point, and came close to 40 yards a kick. And that's pretty good when it's his first time out. So I think he had 4 punts for 39.8 yards per kick, and flipped the field a couple times for us, and it's under pressure situation. So Cam Sorsey, a great job punting for us on special teams.
2 scout team players of the week this week. On defense, it's number 71, DJ York.
Yeah, DJ did a good job of Valpo coming into the game. We're doing a lot of stunts up front, a lot of movement, a lot of what we call games, and DJ did that very, very well as we were prepping all week long for him, and so he deserves it, and he's our prep player of the week on the defensive side.
Switch it over to the offense, number 66, Mireille Fernandez.
Yeah, Mireille. Again, we can't have all our guys be 6'4", 300 pounds like the Valpo crew was, but we could certainly get a good picture, and Mireille did a good job leading our offensive line, our scout team offensive line, giving our defense a really good picture of what they were going to see on Friday. So Mireille's a great kid, great program guy, and well deserving of this award this week.
Okay, those are the first awards. Of course, we always give out the Bone Crusher Hit of the Week, and here's a repeat winner. And if it's for the hit that I'm thinking of, I know exactly why Will Clark gets it this week. Which hit was it? I mean, it probably could have been a number of his hits, but I have one in my head that I'm thinking of. Yeah,
it was one where they collided in the backfield, and the guy didn't go down right away, because he's 230 pounds, but Will hit him and sort of gave him the old standing 8 count, and the rest of I think they ended up losing 5 yards after that. So it was a big play in the game. So Will could have had many of them. It was probably Will's best overall game since he's been playing linebacker. I think he had 15 tackles, 2 for loss, and a quarterback sack. And one of those hits was definitely worthy of the Bone Crusher of the week. 2
immovable objects hitting each other, and one definitely went backwards on that one.
Well, I think to sum up that hit it was some of our players on the sideline, and even after the game, we're talking about how loud that hit was, right?
Yeah.
4,000 or 5,000 people in the stadium, and the band is blaring, and you could hear that hit over everything. That tells you the type of shot that was given.
Well, congratulations to all of the Station 21 winners this week. A Bone Crusher plus all the other awards, and we'll again have all the awards for next week's game as well. And let's talk about next week. This week, Coach, the LaPorte Slicers come into town, and what do you know about the Slicers?
Slicers have been in a lot of close games. They sort of shocked the world in week 1 when they defeated New Prairie, which is an outstanding program, and they defeated them on the first week of the season. So obviously they have the ability to play a top-notch team, and New Prairie made it down to the 4A state finals last year and brings a boatload back and haven't lost since that LaPorte game. So we know what they're capable of doing. New coach, once again this year. So they're still feeling some things out and doing some things to see what they can do to get a victory. But again, as we tell our guys, we do what we do. Our process is what our process is. Obviously, it's homecoming this week, and a lot of distractions. So we got to make sure that we stay as focused as we can and be ready to play another DAC opponent. And as well, we know, as mentioned before, as big as that Valpo win was, it was only one game, and if you slip up against a team like LaPorte, all the things that you've done to get yourself in this position is gone by the wayside. So we know we got to get focused, and I believe in our guys, and I think we'll be ready to go on Friday night.
Now, I know you always hope for a large crowd. Last week, obviously, a huge crowd with Valparaiso. Probably don't have to worry about a large crowd this weekend since it's homecoming. Have the festivities and stuff been pretty fun so far this week?
Yeah, so far, they're doing some things during the week to do that, and we want our guys to take part in all that type of stuff and enjoy it. I think that's part of it, having a balance as a high school student. And we went through participated, and I know they had powder puff last night, and a couple of the winning coaches were our guys, coaching them up, and a couple of the losing coaches were our guys coaching them up as well.
Sure.
So, it's a great week, but we do tell our guys, like, hey, our job is to win the game, because there's going to be a lot of people at this game that maybe have no idea what type of season we're having, or they never come to another game other than the homecoming game, and so our job is just to make them feel proud to be an alumni of Crown Point High School, and by doing that, it's about scoring more points on the scoreboard, against LaPorte this week.
Yeah. Coach, I got to ask too, the Valparaiso game this last week, first game where you actually played 4 quarters and had a non-running clock the whole time. That was a little bit different, huh?
It was, and it was a physical game too, and I think our guys felt it. We did give them Saturday off, so we really didn't see them until Monday. But even on Monday, when we were in the weight room in first period, a lot of those guys were still walking around and ginger and sore. And but again, like I said, we haven't had many of those where we've had to play 4 quarters. And anybody that was here, it was some rock'em sock'em football. It was it was hard hitting, hard hitting this game as you could see on the high school level. So we're being smart and giving our guys, just taking it easy a little bit the first couple of days of this week as far as practice goes, and hopefully they'll be ready to go on Friday. Well,
Coach, we talked a lot about the awards from Station 21 to your players, but this week is also a special week for you, as the Indianapolis Colts have chosen Coach Craig Bazia as the Coach of the Week. Has to be a nice honor to receive that from the Colts.
Well, I appreciate you bringing that up, and like I told our players and coaches, this is a program award. I mean, obviously, my name goes on the award, but for me, I'm not naive to think that this award is all about our assistant coaches and our players. I mean, obviously you can't get there by yourself, and I tremendous gratitude to the work our assistant coaches put in, the game plans they put together, as well as, none of this happens without, the performance of our players on the field, and they've done an outstanding job. So I'm sharing this with everybody. It's a great, it's a great award to have, given by the NFL and the Indianapolis Colts, and they'll be here tomorrow, which would be Wednesday. We're keeping this on Tuesday, obviously, and they're coming down and to give the award, and all our players are going to be present, and it's going to be a great day, and it's going to give not only Crown Point football recognition, but the entire school of Crown Point High School recognition, and it's I'm very grateful to be honored, and just love to share it with our players and our assistant coaches.
Well, that's awesome. Congratulations, Coach. And thanks much for being with us today, Coach. Big game on Friday night, 7 o'clock. Home again. Looking forward to it, Coach.
Absolutely. Homecoming's always a special night. And again, can't thank our crowd enough. I mean, they are just, when you play a team like Valpo, I mean, that home crowd advantage really helps out. Hoping that we get another one this weekend, and let's keep it going, Ski. Let's just keep it going. We're having a lot of fun. Go Dogs.
All right. Well, there you have it, 7 o'clock. If you want to get to the game, you better get there early. Going to be a lot of people there again due to homecoming. It's the Slicers against the BullDogs Friday night. We'll see you out there, and then we'll see you back here next week for another Crown Point Football Bulldog Bark. Thanks for joining us.